Hello and welcome to Dukascopy TV. I'm Andrew Saks-McLeod from LeapRate. And joining me here in the studio today in Geneva, Switzerland is Tom Higgins, CEO and founder of Goldeye. Hello Tom.
Hi Andrew.
Nice to see you again.
Thanks very much, it's good to be back.
Great. And I think along with one of the most poignant subjects that we talked about last time, which was the need to innovate all the time and stay at the very front of the industry, which is something that you are an absolute specialist, well renowned in the industry for this. There's a matter that's come up recently that I'd really like to discuss, and I think you're certainly somebody who has a wealth of experience in this, which is the possibility of Forex, retail Forex, going on exchange. And I think I was in New York last week, and in the United States, ever since the Dodd-Frank Act came out 3 or 4 years ago, all the institutional companies, the technology providers such as NASDAQ OMX and CME are looking at putting FX on exchange for institutional companies. But now there's a lot of talk about retail exchange going on exchange, retail Forex going on exchange.
Yes. Yes, it's. I've got a lot of background in exchanges because I used to be head of IT at the International Petroleum Exchange.
That's right, yes.
And that was bought by a company called ICE. Now, when I was at the Petroleum Exchange, this little Atlanta company that had about 10 staff called ICE came along and had a look, and we thought, this is ridiculous, this tiny little company buying us, they'll never go anywhere. And look at ICE now.
Yes,
they've now almost taken over the world.
They have, yes.
It's absolutely phenomenal what they've achieved, because they are serious innovators.
They certainly are.
Have, if you look at more the CME and the CBOT, who were much more staid before, ICE have come in and really stirred things up and made the floor-based exchanges think this isn't the way forward. So exchanges like that have sort of changed things. But I was then at Life, where I was the head of business strategy for the IT side, looking at where they would be developing new technologies and selling technologies to other exchanges. Life didn't go that way in the end. They ended up just getting bought by the Euronext group and by everybody else then. So interesting story. But so exchanges always want to get new products.
They do.
It's their raison d'etre. They want to get more and more
expand
products.
their asset class range. Yes.
They want to bring everything into one point. But I think something that exchanges never seem to realise is how much the brokers dislike them.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't see them as a friendly entity that's helping them trade. They see them as someone that's getting in the way, that's putting the cost up. Because when you trade on exchange, the exchange charges for data.
That's right.
So if you put FX on exchange, in the same way as all the other exchange products are, they would charge you for all your data.
And probably membership fees as well.
Yes, your membership fees, exchange data, clearing fees, exchange fees.
And it adds an extra component into the execution stack.
Absolutely. So it's much more expensive. And this is something that I think retail FX would be a real shock. Yes. Retail FX brokers don't understand that you have to pay for non-FX data. And some get caught, and some think they can use equity data and they can distribute it quite happily, and you can't. It's illegal, and if you do, you get fined very large amounts of money by the exchanges, which is happening more and more.
And probably removed from membership in the end.
You will do, yes, you are in, it's a serious breach to do that, so very bad idea. So unless the exchanges change their model for FX, it won't fly.
Or even have some dedicated FX exchanges.
You could well
like you said, it's interesting, the brokers don't like the exchanges unless they are forced by regulations to be on a specific dedicated exchange, like the binary options industry in the United States.
Yes.
They have no choice. So now you have all the 3 years ago, all of the retail binary options, and this is a bit more important because binary options is very much a one-way, it's a fixed bet.
Yes.
So it's the same as in my opinion, as gaming.
Completely.
Really. Yes. Totally the same as gaming. So to put an exchange in the way, 3 years ago, everybody in the whole industry, oh no, no one's going to go to the US. But now they are doing so. All of the platform companies are tooling up for exchange-based binary options, and they're going ahead. So I wonder whether there's some potential for OTC type, exchange-like development, where you can have an exchange which has a primary market maker which belongs to the same company, and it has some kind of exchange where prices can be pulled off by the regulator if they need to be.
Well, I suppose you've got that with LMAX. I mean,
yes.
You have LMAX Exchange, which doesn't really do much as an exchange, and LMAX
right.
Broker, which does the majority of the business.
Yeah.
So
quite popular as well, quite successful business.
It's good that we're in Geneva because the SMB is what will make the exchanges successful.
Right.
So that's the event that has, it's like a bomb going off in the middle of the industry. Everything is fragmented. So it was consolidated a bit, then it fragmented. So now it's very fragmented and it's going to consolidate again. And then where is it going to consolidate? That liquidity will consolidate somewhere because there are too many liquidity providers who are smaller to make sense. And if people aggregate those, it's a rather inefficient model.
It is.
So an exchange that's charged correctly, and it doesn't have to to be an expensive exchange. I don't know why exchanges have to charge so much. I suppose in the past they had an awful lot of equipment. They had trading floors.
That's right. There was a lot more. They had servers, and they had it was less. Now you can host. Probably if you have a dedicated exchange, you probably host now and have much less hardware.
Yeah, you need much less equipment, and it's also commodity. You can buy exchanges. Just go buy the software for an exchange, or you can buy an aggregation system that's fairly similar to an exchange now. So if you could create an exchange, or an exchange could create a division of itself that operated in a lighter weight way, then I think you could get some interesting movement into exchanges in retail if the charges are right, because it does make sense for people.
I think it does, and you know, I've really gone full circle on it. If you'd asked me this probably 2 years ago, I'd have said probably the LMAX model, or even Dukascopy's J4X model, where you have a bank behind it, and transparency in that way, was probably the only way. This is the closest it's going to get. But now I can see those very well-established companies being joined by actual electronic exchanges. It's interesting to know, you know, so this is you're a real seasoned expert in this matter, and it's interesting to know that that's something that quite well could be a possibility.
It is, and that will be made possible by integration companies like Goldeye, where we connect the brokers, because the brokers can't do it themselves with exchanges. It's just technology is just too difficult for them now. And so you need someone like us or our competitors, where you can connect brokers to exchanges, to normal liquidity providers, to banks, to a host of other systems, and we will become enablers. In fact, there was one of our early clients in London. He called me up and he said, "You've ruined my business." Oh. And I went, "Why did you say that?" And he said, "Your software has allowed all these competitors to exist that I didn't have before. Right. I had an edge before, now I don't have it anymore." And he was smiling, because he didn't mean it as an insult, he meant it as a compliment.
I see.
Because we had changed, we had been a disruptor, which in the world of innovation that we live in, being a disruptor is good.
That's right.
So we had changed the industry and made it possible to be a broker just like that.
That's amazing. And this is a subject we will go into a second part on, because it is a very interesting matter, and I'd like to go into further detail on what you've just explained to me about joining the Goldeye system to platforms via exchanges. That is something I'd like to concentrate on in the next episode. So thank you very much for joining me, Tom.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm Andrew Saks-McLeod from Leap Rate. This is Dukascopy Television. Join us again next time. Goodbye.